I have an idea for what the podcast can be about.
That's great. What's your idea, Dan?
Stop rushing me, Andy.
Sorry, Dan. Wow.
Thanks for not rushing me, Andy, and not mentioning the dead air.
Sure. Did you have an idea for what the podcast is going to be about?
Our podcast, Andy?
I don't know, Dan. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really busy. I mean, my wife just bought a beehive. All right. And I got this radio thing, and then I got to go out and get myself a beekeeper suit now with the gloves, the face, the whole thing.
Because your wife's beehive? Well, what if I make the podcast about something, then you don't like it?
We're getting the cart in front of the horse, Dan. Have you figured out this page flip issue number 1?
Yes.
Very good. Is it rushing you if I ask how?
Thanks for asking, Andy. Yes.
I feel like nothing about this is rushing.
Look, I'll fix the page fix thing in editing. You don't need to get the Russians involved.
Editing? I thought I was going to be doing the editing, right?
For a guy not interested in being in the podcast, you sure have a lot of questions about it.
Well, it's a good observation, really.
Aren't you recording this too?
Yeah, well, those things in your head, those are called headphones. I was going to maybe ask if they were a little too tight.
I'm really glad you didn't ask that.
Did you ever say what you wanted the podcast to be about, though?
I did.
Right.
I was going on and on. You probably were talking and missed it.
Or because your headphones are too tight.
You'd be great in a podcast, Andy.
Darn it, Dan. You still didn't tell me what you want this podcast to be about.
You mean our podcast?
Don't say our podcast, okay?
Look, I put on the headphones and they were kind of tight. And my mind went kind of blank and I kind of forgot what I wanted the podcast to be about.
Well, maybe you should have written it down while you were putting this script together.
Aren't you just full of ideas now?
Well, I had the one for sure, and earlier you said not to get the Russians involved.
And I stand by that.
No, Dan, I said rushing.
Rushing? Like rushing yards in a football game?
Yeah, you didn't want me to rush you because then you thought I was going to get the Russians involved.
There's no need to get the Russians.
Dan, you already made that joke.
I can't deny the first one was a joke. This second one is sincere, though.
You sincerely don't want the Russians involved then?
No, especially not in any oversight capacity. And it's our podcast, Andy.
Fine. What is the podcast about?
Well, our podcast should not be about politics.
It's a good idea. Podcast politics kind of killed CNN.
Good call.
Yeah, I just calls them how I sees them, Dan.
You got to stay humble.
Yeah, for how long, though?
I saw a meme where a raccoon was riding a crocodile.
I saw that meme.
No matter how awesome you think you are, you ain't riding no crocodile, Andy.
Well, I don't see how riding a crocodile would enhance my life.
You're very mature. Aged, even.
Yeah, who am I trying to impress by riding a crocodile, though?
I don't know. Melissa Malcontent?
What's my motivation? You know, I honestly think that the raccoon and the crocodile are friends. The whole thing just a big scam.
Oh, really? Well, I saw another meme where the crocodile was eating the raccoon. His friend, according to you.
Oh, you got to stay humble, Dan.
That was my point, Andy.
If you're not humble,
a crocodile will eat you, even if you're friends.
You bet your bippy.
Thanks for not adding sweet.
Let's move this along, Dan.
I can talk about a screenplay I wrote that will never get made.
Because it's absolutely terrible?
No, it's absolutely great. The problem is it's about politics.
Sounds like a bad idea, Dan.
It's from a screenplay called Mr. Overreaction Man.
And in that screenplay is Mr. Overreaction Man maybe... No, in the screenplay is the
Go ahead. You can ask him about the screenplay. Don't be afraid.
And in that screenplay is Donald Trump president.
Triggered. His name is Tito Donalds. Same initials, just reversed.
Wait, like Tito Jackson, Tito Donalds?
Yeah, I thought it'd be funny.
It's ridiculous. Mr. Overreaction Man?
Yeah. President Donalds makes everyone wear T-shirts that says what they're doing. Like I'm doing Slurm right now. It's $800 for a T-shirt, and it's against the law to not wear a certified T-shirt.
Well, so he's a dictator.
Of course, he's inspired by Trump.
Is Tito Donalds Mr. Overreaction Man?
Nope.
Dan, I don't understand this next line here.
The one about rhinos smelling roses? It seems kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, it feels kind of like a rare miss by you.
Andy, I just want you to know that the second you commit to our podcast, I'm going to have no choice but to fire you for insubordination around the consistent flubbing of your lines.
Oh, I blame your script for me constantly flubful.
Your lack of accountability is another reason that I will have to let you go once you commit to the podcast.
Then I'll never commit. I win.
Let's move this along, Andy. I win.
Okay, I've got an ad for Piffle Productions here. And it looks like you have to go to the bathroom there.
How do I look like I have to go to the bathroom?
Well, because in this light, you kind of look like a young Walter Matthau.
He's not even blonde.
Well, take your shoes off before you go, will you?
I can still stomp around in my socks, Andy.
What the heck are you doing? Dan, you look like a crazy man. crazy MFer.
Did you say something, Andy?
I called you a crazy MFer under my breath.
Be nice!
Yeah. Piffle Productions, who have brought you great content like the bikini eating contest and shark puppies, are excited to announce their upcoming schedule. In late 2019, they launched Snuffleupagus and Snagglepuss Find Carmen Sandiego on their streaming service, the one you can't miss. Look for Terminate the Donkey on Piffle TV in early 2020. Man, Dan is taking a long time in the bathroom.
Pinto beans! Stop rhyming!
Also in early 2020, look for Season 5 of Rocco's Modern Life on Piffle TV. Piffle presents the comedy stylings of Peter Pumpkin Eater and Master Fisherman Masturbate in late 2020. Furry Friends are set to stream on the Piffle website in early 2021. And look for the adaptation of Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, in 2022. It doesn't say if Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret will stream or be on TV or be on a website or get loaded into an ion cannon and shot into the atmosphere, into outer space. Dan, the ad is over. What is taking you so long? Oh, so now you believe in washing your hands.
You can get sick from germs, Andy!
Man, will you hurry up and get in here, please? My God. Oh, what? Why are you stomping like that?
I'm in my socks.
And some heavy socks. Man. Will you just get in here? Speed it up, will you? Oh, Lord. Are you okay? Sir,
Why?
why are you opening the door again?
Why? What have you heard?
Well, you were just gone for a while. And I was able to read the whole ad this time.
You haven't read the whole ad before?
Did you read the whole ad last time for Secure Lazy?
Oh, yeah. I'm a professional.
Wait, so now you're insinuating I'm not a professional?
I don't know, Andy. You were not paid to promote those made-up companies, so we have no responsibility to do those incoherent ads.
You went number one the first 2 times, Dan.
We're not talking about me, Andy.
Uh-huh.
Well, we have a lot in common then.
We're both human beings, and if you look closer, we're also humans doing.
Are you auditioning for inspirational speaking?
Yeah, next week. I hope to get the job because it pays a lot of money.
I'm already inspired.
I can tell.
Hey, Andy.
Yes, Dan.
I hope you get a job too,
That's a dream.
but that you still do our podcast.
Let's move this along, Dan.
Do you get Kawato and Mugatu mixed up too?
Oh, man, I do. Which one was a mutant growing out of the otherwise normal-looking man with the big eyebrows?
Andy, I just got done saying that I get Kawato and Mugatu mixed up. I have no idea.
Okay, I get it now. But you were asking me a question to point out something else that we have in common.
Beyond both being humans doing.
Yeah, I think that was a point that you were making. I'm not sure because it was your point, and I did hear you quote me. So now I'm actually wondering if it was a mocking tone, Dan.
That sounds like a point I would try to make and something that I would do.
Well, Dan, we're not really doing anything, so let's go ahead and take care of this. Let's piece this Kawato and Mugatu thing together.
If nothing else, we can do it so that the kids won't have to do it, Andy.
Dan?
Yeah. Andy, yeah, what?
Didn't we both dream of being Major League Baseball third base coaches?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we do. We like our guys to score, right?
So Mugatu was in Zoolander.
And Kawato was in Total Recall.
Which one? Maybe that's why we're confused.
Right. There's 2 Total Recalls.
Wait, do you mean Total Recall 1 with Schwarzenegger or Total Recall 2 with Farrell?
I'm just confirming there was one of each.
Did you say you bet your bippy?
Let me check the script. No, but you already have.
Yeah, glad, because I don't want to repeat myself.
You bet your ranch.
Now, I never saw the second recall with Farrell.
Me neither.
Yeah, I can confirm, though, that Kawato was in the Arnold Total Recall.
Okay, and Mugatu is in Zoolander.
Hey, Dan?
What's that, Andy?
I think we figured it out.
That the mutant Kawato is in Total Recall, and that the fashion designer Mugatu is in Zoolander.
Exactly.
How long have we been confused by this Kawato Mugatu thing?
18 years. Zoolander came out way back in, 2001?
You know what that means?
Who's next?
There's nothing we can't figure out if given enough time.
You know what I still can't figure out?
What's that?
Johnny Cab.
Yeah, his customer service was lacking.
Yeah, seriously. If you think about it, though, Verhoeven, he should get some money from Uber and Lyft because that was really the early the early Uber Lyft?
What?
Johnny Cab.
It was Johnny Cab, not Johnny Uber.
But they could have called it Johnny Uber. Johnny, if it was the idea, hey, let's have somebody else driving around that's not
It's
human.
like in Back to the Future 2, they thought the fax machine would be like the new email.
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
They made mistakes.
There's nothing we can't figure out if given enough time, right, Dan?
What's next?
I don't know. Let me ask you that same question.
Sure.
You're the one who controls this. What's next?
How about climate change?
It's a hoax.
Hey, we solved that one real quick.
Come on, I like how they really think that we can create some kind of climate change
It's on us.
because of our behavior
We did.
and then fix it with our behavior.
It does seem like a flawed premise.
You bet your bippy.
Andy, you already said that.
Yeah, Gorilla Glue can fix anything.
We've already talked about this, Andy.
I know, Dan. I know.
Do you, Andy? Do you?
I know. I do now. I really do. I do.
When you commit to the podcast, Andy, you are going to have to be written up.
So I won't be fired now?
Thank you for reminding me. I did threaten to fire you.
Yeah, when you say stuff like that, let me be honest with you. It makes me want to commit to this podcast less.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, you know what my favorite part of the Arnold Total Recall is?
How an atmosphere takes millions of years to form, but Arnold created an atmosphere on Mars in roughly 45 seconds.
Just enough time to have his eyes bug out and then bug right back in.
And that eye bugging out effect totally holds up.
Yeah, it's like major thyroid issue. I'm surprised it's not used now, more often in films.
So a minor thyroid issue wouldn't cause it? Anyway, we should write an atmosphere building script and bug everyone's eyes out.
Write a script. Dan, I don't want to commit to anything.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, they're bullet points by now. Dan, you got no title, no point, no snacks.
Let me cut you off from speaking some hard truths about my podcast and ask you if I guessed your favorite part of Arnold's Total Recall.
That snarky thing you said about the atmosphere of Mars being formed way too quickly.
I was shooting for snitty, not snarky.
Snitty would be apt because it wasn't my favorite part of the movie. It made the movie less believable because I believed everything until that point.
Right, the three-boob woman was totally real.
Seriously. Or do you remember that lady who she goes through the checkout in the airport and her head splits open and Arnold comes out?
She didn't have any fruits or vegetables, right?
No, but you know what? That actress I saw in Dating Game or Match Game or one of those dating shows.
The one that did not have Chuck
Love
Woolery?
Connection. Chuck Woolery.
It did have Chuck Woolery.
I saw her on
stand
that.
corrected.
I entertained the thought at the time. Wonder what it'd be like dating her.
Then you got married?
Yeah. Then, no, I was already married.
Oh, boy.
It would have, it would have been probably good. My favorite part of the Arnold Total Recall is that when he first goes to recall, they end up using Velcro to secure him.
Yeah, like he's in a wallet.
Yeah.
He totally gets out of it. I mean,
He was in a wallet.
He's a Terminator for crying in the bucket.
And then the second time.
Hold on. Slow down. Give me a minute here. I'm going to need about an hour. You have two favorite parts of Total Recall?
Yeah, they're kind of part of the same thread, Dan.
It's just that our podcast should at least try to have some standards.
Well,
Andy.
define some standards. I mean, we're talking about a tiny man growing out of an average size man.
Was the tiny man growing out of the average sized man named Kuatu or Magato?
Kuato.
Are you asking me or telling me?
Well, do you know which man is growing out of the other man, Dan?
Yes?
Always the second time they try to work on Arnold's brain.
Arnold's brain.
Yeah, do you remember that? In Total Recall, the Arnold one.
Oh.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, now I recall.
Anyway, so they secure Arnold with metal restraints, figuring the Velcro wallets weren't going to work anymore. That was the second time.
Yeah, which he got out of a second time.
Plus, remember, he had a really sharp weapon.
It came in handy.
Yeah. You know now what I think about?
The polar bear population has actually increased, and I think that the polar bears did it on purpose just to stick it to the climate change hoaxsters.
Dan, no. Way off topic. I was thinking that for having his brain worked on twice, we never actually saw Arnold get his brain worked on in Total Recall.
Which one?
Arnold's Total Recall.
Let's say it together. Which one?
Arnold's Total Recall.
Oh, yeah. We were just talking about that.
Oh, that was fun. We learned a lot about Total Recall.
Hey, I get us started on what we learned.
Man, when I commit to your podcast, Dan, you and I are going to have to sit down and have a serious talk.
I don't think either one of us are looking forward to that conversation, Andy.
No, we're not, Dan. We are
you
not.
Do make a good point, though.
Yeah, sounds like me.
Each time they tried to work on Arnold's brain, he ended up committing felony assault, attempted murder, and I do believe murder. I'd have to watch the movie again.
No, and the second time Arnold murdered a bunch of people, he was kind of like on a spree. It was the climax of the movie.
And he had that really sharp weapon to help him kill more efficiently.
Ah, yes, and then his eyes bugging in and out and go, ah, 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 Remember that?
Yeah,
it was a bloody good movie.
He was being bugged. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you're bloody right, man.
Dan,
You are bloody correct.
thank you. We have to be really careful about using that word.
I know, Andy. I know.
Do you, Dan? Do you?
I do now, Andy.
Did you bring
I do
snacks
now.
at least?
Let's play the fake fart game.
Oh, no snacks again. This is episode 4 and still no snacks. Good one. Yeah. Here, let me give you one.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That was good. I can almost fake smell that one.
That was a fake cheetah fart.
You should be very proud. Oh, man. It fake stinks in here, too.
It sure fake does, man.
Oh,
Okay, your turn.
oh. Nothing. I got nothing.
SPD?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I think that you actually did the opposite of losing this time.
I think either you were pulling off a great Shatner or that was tough for you.
Don't rub it in, Andy. No one likes me when I win.
You must actually win a lot.
Remember when I said I was the best loser that you know?
I think that I called you that.
Well, I'm the best winner you know, too.
Is that even possible?
I had a professor that he called us all winners, but he had a thick accent, so it sounded like he was calling us wieners. And then after class, he got beat up by one of the students.
Now, have you thought of a name for the... Wait. Hold on. Did you beat up the teacher? You didn't, did you?
No, Andy, it was an honors class.
Did you think of a name for the podcast yet?
Our podcast doesn't have a name?
Yeah, I admire your commitment to this.
Enough to commit to the podcast? Maybe?
No,
Possibly?
too many problems.
A problem is just an opportunity in disguise, Andy.
No, it's not. Come on, Dan.
Have you heard of Duck, Duck, Go?
I've heard of Duck, Duck, Goose.
This crap really writes itself. Use Bing, not Google. Oh, man, that was fun.